This content is brought to you by Scouts, the strongest Salesforce hub in the Nordics and Poland, bringing tech solutions to Danish banks.
Right now joining us is a person who represents Salesforce, a senior solution engineer from Salesforce, Maciej Mazurowski, currently residing in Berlin. We hope that you will give us some details about your work, but also share some Salesforce secrets with us. And Maciej, great to have you here. Please join us on the stage.
Thank you very much. Good to be here again, and I hope that you had a nice lunch. I know that it's now time for an afternoon nap, but please bear with me another 2 or 3 hours. No, just kidding, 40 minutes, planned 40 minutes, in a session about the practical use of AI in Salesforce. And it's good to also see familiar faces, because I already spoke on this sForce Poland edition. As far as I remember, it was Poland, now it's Europe, maybe next year it will be world, or maybe then universe, whatever. It's getting bigger and bigger, and I'm happy that so many communities, so many people in Poland are connecting together, discuss about Salesforce, network together, just to make it better. And I have been working in Salesforce for last 2.5 years, I think, and I need to say that I personally met Cody, and also, what was his name? It's Einstein, of course, we know Einstein. And it was really great to be in all of these events in Poland as well. I had also an opportunity to speak at the recent event in Poland, organized by Salesforce on the stadium, on our nice stadium, PG Narodowy. And also, I would like to thank you again for being here with us. I really, as I said before, I really think that it's great that we have such a strong community in Poland. Official, not official, it doesn't matter, because so many great people, smart people connect together and work together. So thank you for being here with me today, and thank you for listening to me as well. And the first question is to you: who has ever heard anything about Dreamforce? Any Dreamforce fans? Have you watched any videos this year? So you probably know something about new releases that Salesforce announced this year. I will talk about them a bit more today, because the main thing that we focus now, let's say, is artificial intelligence, because it's everywhere, right? We have started already like 10 years ago with predictive AI. We created, or we founded, a research team to create some nice AI functionalities in our system. As I said, started with predictive, so helping our customers to predict, of course, to predict some nice insights about the customers, about leads, about any object in the company, together with scoring your records and things like that. Last year, we also released this first generative AI functionality called Copilot. And to be honest with you, I mean, it was really great. It was great for customers. It was a great revolution for customers and people that were using Salesforce. But I was thinking that, okay, maybe we need something more. And actually, a few months ago, I flew to one of the private Hawaii islands where Mark Benioff lives, the CEO of Salesforce. And I was like, Mark, I think that we should have something like agents, something more autonomous than Copilot. And he said that, okay, that's a great idea, let's do that. And that's why 1 month ago we released agents. Of course, from the situations, from the things that never happened, it never happened the most. So I never met, unfortunately, I never met Mark Benioff in person. However, I really think that now, with agents, with autonomous agents that will be helping us every day, but not only us, also the customers of Salesforce, the people that are in contact with many companies, just basically it will be much better. But I hope that I will help you to understand why now it's this AI revolution with agents today. And when talking to agents, it might be a bit confusing, right? Because you might think that's like a special agent that will, I don't know, kill someone for us. But I have some bad news. It's not Agent 007. It's not Agent 7 AM. It's not Agent 0.7. I think that Polish people know what I'm talking about. It's not like that. It's about some let's say, the first thing is that Agentforce is a set of tools. So we have the first thing, which is Agent Builder, that helps us to create an agent, to build an agent in a more intuitive and easier way than it was before. For that, we use different things like topics, actions, and we can also use extra things like prompts, flows, and Apex. Together with Agent Builder, we have Agentforce reasoning engine that also analyzes if the output is correct, if it's fine to basically return the answer with all of these RAG functionalities and advanced planner as well. But together with set of tools, we also have a suite of agents. And we have two types of agents. One of them, we have autonomous agents that will help us to do our job, basically. We have Agentforce Service Agent that I will focus today a bit more. Agentforce Sales Development Rep, helping our sales teams to do some different things in the sales area, and Personal Shopper for the Commerce Cloud as well. But we also have an assistive agent, and the first one is Agentforce. That's a really great name, but formerly it was Copilot. So if you know Copilot, it was helping us in Salesforce instance to do also some jobs, generating some output about our records in Salesforce. We have also Sales Coach that will help us to prepare to a customer's meeting, and Campaign Optimizer for the marketing part as well. And what's also important to mention is that we need to always think when building an agent what should be included in that, right? So the main 5 attributes that we should, let's say, think about when creating an agent is the first is the role of the agent. So like a specific role in our team, a purpose, let's say a sales representative, right? Then we need to give this agent an access to a specific knowledge. And it's also important, I always say that AI and your Salesforce organization is as good as your data is. So it's important always to feed our agent, feed our artificial intelligence with knowledge about our products, about our processes, and things like that. Next, of course, as I said before, we need some actions, so some goals, some specific things that need to happen and the agent needs to fulfill. Guardrails as well, so we need to somehow help agent to understand what they need to do, right? So maybe some guidelines, maybe some examples as well, templates that they can use in order to generate a proper answer. And also, last but not least, specific channel where we will be using this agent. And when building an agent, we will use, I will show you in the demonstration, we will use different things to build a complete agent, right? So we will specify the job that needs to be done with topics. And I will show you, I think that I will try to show you all of these 3. So order management, repairs, and general FAQ. Together with that, on top of topics, we have instructions. So specific step-by-step instructions that needs to be done by our agent. And then we have also actions. It might be something that will be helping agent to basically prepare the output better. For example, some flows to look for an order, some processes to generate the return label, or to give him or them to an access to knowledge to answer the questions with knowledge. Of course, we also have a channel, as I mentioned before, and some additional things that will be also mentioned, some more specific things to actions and to topics as well. And as I said before, I will show you a bit of it in demo environment. I will show the demonstration, and I will focus mainly on the service agent. And basically, just for you to know, is that you can deploy this agent in all of the channels that we that we have. So SMS, WhatsApp, in-app, web, Facebook, or Apple, or any other channels that we have. And you might be also thinking, how is that Agentforce that we give to our customers. We give an access to this agent to our customers to help them, right? But how is it different than our bots that we had before? By our chatbots that we were used to have, or we still have in our Salesforce instance, right? So it's completely different because, as I said before, agent is completely autonomous and is using generative AI, right? So it is more flexible in regards to generating an output, to, I don't know, to also use other topics that are quite related to the thing that we are asking. It's more autonomous and generative, where web chat or like chatbot uses a specific step-by-step instructions, right? So it's not that autonomous. If there is like a thing that they can do, they will say that they don't know the answer and that's it, right? So it's much more than the chatbot, and it's giving much more personalized outreach to the customers. It's more like very personal touch that now customers really want. They want to speak someone who is smart, right? And we have many agents, right? Some of them are on the roadmap. Some of them are or will be soon. I think that in the end of October, some of them will be released. If you want, I think that there is already a trail on Trailhead that you can start, you can go through, and that will help you to build the first agent. So I really encourage you to to go to Trailhead and to see what is new for Agentforce, because it gives you this hands-on experience how these agents can work. But we have these service agents. As I said before, we have Agentforce for marketing, helping our marketers, Agentforce for commerce as well, Agentforce for sales, for SDRs and sales coach, Agentforce for revenue and orders, Agentforce for Tableau. I was already using Tableau Pools, and it's really cool because you can also discuss things with this artificial intelligence, and agent can generate some nice metrics, some nice insights on the data, just discussing it with you. And also Agentforce for Slack, also very helpful because we work on Slack and we have many things. Sometimes there is a lot of things that would be easier just to summarize with Slack AI, or just ask our Einstein bot about some additional information about things that we have somewhere in our Slack. All of them are creating this suite of agents. Sooner or later, all of them will be available for our customers, giving you a completely different level of helping you, helping also customers to basically interact with a smart agent. But as I said before, I want to show you something. I want to maybe not build something. We will try maybe, but I have some pre-built functionalities that I want to show you. And basically, we have our business case. We have our Cirrus, which is the provider of green energy products. They have some solar panels, batteries, and things similar to that. And their mission is to empower homeowners and businesses to adopt renewable energy sources as well. And the challenge is quite standard, right? They are getting many repetitive support cases about the order status, about how to install the solar panel, some troubleshooting as well, and in general questions asked by customers. So we want to make it easier for them to basically not to contact our service agent, but have an interaction with someone who is smart as well. So let's go to my demo organization. I will show you what I already presented to you. So let me jump to my Salesforce instance. And here I have all of the agents actions that I have already created before. And one of them is quite important for me because it uses my service agent, is agent for service agent find orders. So let's have a look what's inside. And the UI of that is quite similar to the one we had in Copilot for some functionalities. So basically, when creating these actions, we need to, of course, give some brief instructions what needs to be done with this action. So we need to find orders related to this specific user. And we will use the input from the customer. So we will use the email address from this customer to basically recognize the user, to find their orders in our Salesforce CRM. And as an output, we will give the list of orders and also related to the specific contact and also the names of the all product, just to make this output a bit more clear. And when creating this this action, I also needed to help agent with a flow to find an orders for this specific customer. So this is let's say, a pretty simple automation done in our flow builder to find all of the orders related to this specific contact and return them together with the product names as well. So I was using this flow in this specific action here, because we need to specify the reference action type when creating these actions. It can be a flow, it can be a prompt builder, it can be something that will help agent to basically generate the output to work on this specific task. And then, when having this specific action, I can go already to my agent builder. And here in the agent builder, it also looks quite similar to the Copilot UI that we had before, but here we have some additional things like topics, and also we have some additional things like actions. Both of these are important. We also have some other tabs like context, knowledge, and some UI language settings and things like that. But for me, the most important things are topics. So here I have already created 4 topics: escalation, general FAQ, order management, and warranty management as well. So let's have a look at the order management first here. So basically in the order management, the topic is quite obvious, right? And then we have a classification description. So this agent will handle questions about the customer's orders and products within these orders as well. Then we have a very important thing, a scope. So the area where the agent can work, basically, some boundaries of the agent. And this specific agent's job will be to provide information about customers' existing orders and products within orders. It's quite obvious for us, but it's a lot also for the Agentforce to always remember what's their scope. And then we have very important part as well here, sorry, on the bottom. I hope that you can see that. We have instructions. So instructions, as I said before, like step-by-step things, or maybe not even step-by-step. It can be also, they can work together, right? But basically, we need to ask for an email when having a conversation with this customer. Then we can display the order in a specific way, let's say, using a specific structure as well. And then we need to have also a summary of total amount for all the orders. This is optional, but also to show how this agent will work. And let me show you basically how it is processing this whole, all of this information. But before that, I also need to, I forgot about actions as well, because I am also included this action that I created before to find orders. So how this agent needs to find this order using the input email, then going through the flow to find an orders and giving the output as well. So here on the right, I have a preview that I can use here, and I can just simply ask, let's imagine I'm a customer and I want to know where is my order, right? Einstein is thinking, processing, and now we can see what happened, right? Before we go to the conversation preview, we can see that, of course, we started the session. The user prompt was, where is my order? And then Einstein started to analyze this question, let's say. And of course, we can see that it was about order management topic. So he was also smart enough to select a topic from our list of topics. And then we see also the instructions that agent was using and actions, find orders that we created before. And the response of this agent is, could you please provide your email address so I can look up your order information. So as we did before, the first instruction is to ask about the email address. So I will provide Lauren Bailey, my favorite contact email address. And again, Einstein is thinking, analyzing. It's still about the same topic, so it should be able to provide us some answers about Lauren's orders. Okay, and that's great because we got a list of all orders that Lauren has done in the past with our company, right? So we have the list of all of the orders. We can see on the left that we can also, that agent was basically going through all of these instructions that we provided to them, and then use the email address here, to basically find orders for this specific contact. So they use this specific action that we created before with a response later, giving us some order IDs and also total amount for each order. What else I can do? I can also ask about something which is maybe not specified here. What is my biggest order? Just to see if agent can somehow be smart as well. And we can see that agent gave us a response that your biggest order is order ID blah 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 with total amount $48,000. So it was also able to basically give us an information about biggest orders and things like that. But I have also other topics that we can use. For example, this general FAQ, also quite standard because, as I said before, many customers are asking about some things that can be solved with some knowledge article or maybe generic information. So for me, as Lauren, I also want to ask agent about some help. But just quickly to go through this topic, so we have general FAQ. Of course, this topic will answer the frequently asked questions that are asked by customers, and will use the knowledge to answer these questions. And again, the scope, the area of work of this agent is that they need to only use knowledge articles to help provide answers, and with some examples as well, right? So we can give them some guidelines to provide an answers, to find the knowledge article as well. And the instruction, only one instruction, is that if you are not able to answer the customer's question, then ask a user to clarify or provide more information, right? So now I want to ask, how do I install solar panel? And then now Einstein should, we will see it in a second, in the analysis of their work, but should use this topic to find an answer for this question, hopefully. Finishing up, okay. Giving us some tension before the answer. It's always like that with demos live. Okay, but now we got some response from agent, right? How to install the panel, the solar panel? It can be done by the customer themselves. And here we have also a history, the analysis of step-by-step things that happen. So we got a question from the customer, how do I install a solar panel? Agent used the general FAQ, a topic, as we see here, with instructions and also actions, because we also have some actions here. One of them is answer questions with knowledge. And then with this action, answer questions with knowledge, the agent used the query, how do I install a solar panel, to find a specific article or two to generate this answer. So basically, thanks to that, we have, we are giving our customers, our people access to this autonomous and generative AI. And of course, this agent can be placed, let's say, in one of our community pages. I have already created a few of them, and I put the agent on the SDO professional page here. So let me quickly open this page, and we can basically put the agent on our community page, as we did before with our web chats, our bots as well. And it will be quite similar to the web chat or web chatbot as well. We need to provide some information. And then it will be the same. I don't want to invest too much time. A problem with solar energy. But basically then the agent will start conversating with this customer here. It might take some time for the agent to wake up and take this chat. But if it doesn't, then just to let you know that we can also use that agents externally, which was not possible before with some generative AI functionalities. One more thing that was also interesting when I was building this agent was quite bigger question. Let me quickly put it. That might use different topics in one action. Let's see if we can do that. I have had extreme heat in my region. Is my air conditioning, which uses the EcoSmart thermostat, covered for an annual inspection? What would void the warranty? And let's see how agent is going to deal with this one. So here we have another topic, which is warranty management, which is kind of a combination of both. Getting some information about the customers' orders and also getting some additional information from our knowledge base. So again, this agent is asking for an email address. So let me put again Lawrence Bailey's email address. And okay, he or they asked also for the purchase date. Okay, so I didn't put that in the command, so it is asking me again to provide the purchase date. And I don't remember, it was either September or August. And let's see if based on this information, the agent can find anything in our system. Okay, now it's asking me for a specific date. That's weird, but let me see if I can just give enough insights on that, giving again the month. And it needs to probably check if we have any orders for this month. And yes, agent found some orders. My EcoSmart thermostat, which is a part of the climate system, whatever, is covered for annual inspections. And also, it provided me some warranty details that I wanted to know. Also, it used some knowledge article to basically get some information about how this warranty works, what can void the warranty, and other basically things that can be helpful for Lauren, basically without contacting a real service agent. Also, if service agent cannot help us with the task that we are asking for, we can just simply ask, please escalate it to the service agent or whatever, and then we will be redirected to the service agent. Quite normal, quite standard, and it will transfer us to a service agent now. But as I said before, it's quite similar to the Copilot UI that we had before, but the functionalities are much more. With all of the topics and actions, I find it more intuitive to create these autonomous agents now, using just simple instructions, sometimes adding some specific actions to give the agent some more guidelines how to perform this action. But I think that it's really important now to have this kind of agents in our Salesforce organizations to help us, help our customers to work faster and more efficient. But let me go quickly to my presentation just to quickly sum it up and give you some best practices for building the topics that we saw before, right? So for the classification description, so the first point, let's imagine that agent can use it to figure out if the current conversation is related to the topic. So based on the input from the customer, it's checking if this input is related to one of the topics that we have already created. So it needs to be very clear, very concise as well for agent to find that specific topic. Then we have a scope. So as I said before, to decide what the agent is and is not allowed or able to do within this topic. And then we have also instructions, how to basically, which actions to use and how to apply them to serve the conversation. And the main best practice is to always be very clear and specific when putting the information into these text fields. But what we have learned so far, I know that it's a quite new product for us as well, for Salesforce as well, but we have learned some lessons already working with some customers that are already using Agentforce is you need to always think backwards. So you need to always remember how to roll out when something happens, right? When planning basically our agent as well. Then, of course, you need to start simple. So it's more, it's better to use in the beginning the fewer topics and maybe some minimal instructions to test it, to check how it works first. Then for instructions, as I said, provide a specific context, insert some clarifying questions if needed, and also guides on when and how to invoke actions from the customers. And then we have instructions, don'ts as well. So as I said before, be clear, be concise. Remember that everything that you're providing to an agent when creating it, it needs to be clear and understandable for the artificial intelligence as well. And also scale back when stuck, because you probably know that sometimes customers want to have everything. Our companies, they want to have everything. So it's always remember, you need to always remember that if you have many instructions already created, then you can start removing them step by step and test them, maybe add some more, maybe change them a bit just to make it less messy as they are right now. And I wanted also to share some real-world examples from our customers that are already using Agentforce, and one of them is OpenTable, that is using also the service agent for restaurant reservations. Some questions. It's mainly about questions about the reservations. As far as I remember, it doesn't help you with doing the reservation itself for now. Then we have Wiley, which is doing some general FAQ that we saw as a similar example before. They have some specific products and customers are asking generic questions about maybe some, some of the products that they have. And then we have Newell Brands. Agentforce is helping customers to create support cases, and it performs some specific actions. It's gathering some additional information, some specific things that will be helpful for an agent when the case is created. And then we have also Fossil, well-known brand for the watches, and it's helping customers with some repairs. So if they have any issues with the watch, they can help you to repair that, to bring to a specific maybe place where they can help them. Maybe they can also request some warranty information is needed. And they are also very clear when specifying the scope, because it's important to support these customers as much as possible as well. And now I also wanted to quickly cover the second, let's say, topic, which is the prompt builder, prompt engineering in Salesforce, and how we can build the prompts in Salesforce. And probably you've already met with anatomy of a prompt. This is like also some best practices when creating a prompt in Salesforce. The first thing is that you need to provide to the AI the point of view. So, for example, the position, the company the AI or the agent works in, and some other things that will be their job, basically. So let's imagine that I want to write an email to a new prospect. Also the first person voice. So all of the details that will help to generate this email even better, right? We have some grounding data to provide some information about our company, about title of this assistant, let's say. And then we also have a conditional logic for the contact needs for a specific field on the contact record. If it's not blank, then suggest one of our company solutions to recommend something. Some additional considerations. That's also important. Clear instructions. You use British English with a formal style. And also, we provide information about the context length and the content. So it should be less than 3 paragraphs, and it's going to be an email. Then you must not mention any company name except mine and the prospect. So it's also some kind of security policies, not to, I don't know, somehow break the artificial intelligence. Some additional things like do not use any pronouns or do not assume any gender if you don't have any information about that. And we also wanted to give like 3 examples of emails that you can use to generate this output. So we can also give them these guidelines as well to create this specific content in Salesforce. And we can use different languages model, OpenAI, Azure, yes, and some other things as well, and some other parameters like, for example, temperature that gives more freedom for agent to create some, let's say, spontaneous things in the email, or maybe to be more strict when creating this email. And for the prompts, it's always remembered to, of course, to guide our LLMs to understand what we are asking, right? So as I said before, we need to adapt a specific identity to this agent, to this prompt. Basically, we need to provide this step-by-step guidance on how to perform a specific task, and also summarize the pattern to focus on the key points. And then for the, let's say, guidelines or examples, we can use the zero-shot pattern, so give more freedom to this AI functionality to generate the result without any examples. We can give one shot pattern, so one example to guide the generation of the output, and then we have also step-by-step patterns. So maybe we can give some other, more instructions and some more examples for the prompt to better give us this output that we really need. And then let's quickly go to our demo again. And now I have my one of the emails. I think that it's quite similar that we saw previously. Again, so I wanted to create an agent that provides an information about warranty. It provides an email. It creates an email about some warranty information. And of course, I provided all of this information that we saw before. So the persona, what we will be using as a name, phone, and email when introducing ourselves, let's say. Use clear, straightforward language. So all of these things that we saw before, all of these instructions that we want to use when generating this email. And let's also see an example. So for example, we can, when testing our prompts, when testing our prompts, we can select, again, Lauren Bailey, related record is one of her products. And then we can create a preview in our prompt builder as well. And we should get, as a response, we should get our email that we can send to our customer when they ask about some specific information about their products. And here we have this sorry, it's again quite low, so I think that you can, I hope that you can see that. But we get as a response an email which used all of these instructions and which used also the data that we have in our CRM, the data about the contact and also the data about the related product that this person bought, basically. And maybe it might be confusing, right? Because we have both agent builder and also we have our prompt builder. Probably you know that, but prompt builder is more to generate the output for us, generate some emails, maybe summarize our accounts, where agents are more autonomous to support us on some tasks to support our customers as well. And as I am always out of time, I wanted to quickly also talk about some other things, how to talk to AI, because I think that it's also important to know that, okay, AI is like artificial intelligence, maybe we don't need to think too much how to converse it, how to discuss some things with this AI thing, but I think that it's also important for us to always be clear when talking to the artificial intelligence. The first mistake that we usually see is that we sometimes ask some generic things. We just want to get some generic information, which might be hard for our agent to provide an answer, right? So the example is tell me about climate change, which is very vague, which is not very specific as well. So always be more specific about what you want. That's very important. So maybe use something like explain the impact of climate change on sea levels over the past decade. Then we have also another mistake, which is lack of context when talking to our AI agents. Give me ideas for marketing strategy. But for what? Why? Where? It's also important to provide some more context about this marketing strategy, right? So our company sells this and that, and can you suggest our marketing to reach out to our environmentally conscious consumers as well? Be more also specific and provide context. Then we have overloading, which is giving maybe too much information to our agent, and they are not able to provide an answer, right? So it's important to break down the tasks and maybe ask step by step what it has to do, right? So first summarize this article, then explain how it might relate to our sales strategy. The next thing is that sometimes our questions or our needs are too generic as well. So what should we do to improve customer satisfaction? It's also very generic. It's hard for AI to provide an answer about that. So it's also about being more specific here. For example, what customer service improvements can we implement to reduce response time and increase satisfaction? So some specific goals that we want to achieve when improving the customer satisfaction as well. And also without any defined output format, right? So sometimes we might ask, give me a plan for launching a new product without any structure, and then we won't be happy with the output as well. So if we want to get a good output, you need to also define the structure when asking these questions, right? So for example, give me a step-by-step plan for launching a new product, including timelines and key deliverables. Okay, so basically that would be almost it from my side, from Salesforce side as well. And just to sum it up, what we saw before. So as I said before, I wanted today to focus on our support agents and how to build that. I know that 40 minutes, it might be a bit short to explain everything, but as I said before, go to Trailhead and check any new trails and start playing with that, because I find it really fun to create these agents, to test all of these actions and instructions that we saw before. We were looking at Service Cloud and using all of these functionalities from the Salesforce platform, so some custom apps and agents, Einstein AI models, and omni-channel user interface, so putting our chat or putting our agent on the website as well. And that would be it from my side. Feel free to scan my LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out to me, ask me some questions if needed. I'm really happy to provide answers, especially for the topics related to AI now. Probably I won't be able to provide all of the answers because some of them are restricted, but I'm really happy to discuss with you about Salesforce. So thank you very much for today's session.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions from the public? Yes, we do. Okay, so maybe I'll start from this side this time.
Thank you for a great presentation. I have kind of two questions in one. Maybe I missed that, but does this model support the sharing model for the org, where you define the scope? What can the agent access? Not like how it should behave, but what it can access. And the second question is, by using like elaborate prompt engineering, can I override that scope as a user? Thank you.
So the first, thank you for your question. For the first one, I think that when defining a scope in our agent builder, then you can say to use a specific content, maybe some specific objects that agent can access without accessing any other data that you have in your CRM, right? Because you might be not, maybe you don't want to share something extra, right? So you can give them a specific scope within they can basically find an answer. And for the second one, with the prompt, so basically when creating an agent, you can also use a prompt as a form of an action, right? So if you want to create something more custom using a prompt builder, then you can use that and use this function in the agent builder, then to give this opportunity to an agent to do that as well. So you can kind of, instead of overwriting maybe, because it might be also a threat somehow, instead of overwriting it, you always need to think, where is the job for the agent and where is the job for the prompt that you created, basically. So I think also it's about thinking what to do and where to do that.
Okay, another question.
Hello, I have three questions. So one is, does this agent, either on Experience Cloud chatbots that are accessible or maybe the email readers, have any sort of back propagation, and they are learning based on the prompt that they are getting from the customers? So, for example, if the customer is asking frequently about the cases, it gets better on the answers on cases or not?
That's a really interesting question. I'm not sure if it's getting better, to be honest with you, but I think that we can somehow monitor what kind of questions are repeating, right? Maybe we can somehow create a report about what questions we get the most and which questions agent cannot handle, for example, right? And it would be good to create maybe an additional action for this agent. So I think that in this case, we can do something like that.
Okay, but this network does not improve based only on the input.
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure how it can improve based on the conversations with customers or with people, right?
Okay, because I'm just concerned, like, if I would be a bad competitor, I would go to your website and try to make very stupid conversation to make your bot stupid. So that's an advantage for me. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing, and I hope that it's not possible to make our agent more stupid, let's say.
Okay, and the second one is also a bit of the security topic here. You mentioned one use case of agent creating a case in the Salesforce. So let's say I'm the bad competitor and I know there will be a big deal the next day. So I make a script to flood your system with sending tons of emails that your agent will convert to cases. And you wake up in the morning and you have zero space and millions of cases that are irrelevant and you are completely blocked.
I mean, yes, of course, it is possible because usually when having like a support center or service center or something like that, we expose our email addresses, our phone numbers. So it may happen that we will get some attack, let's say, from a competitor. And how we can deal that? We can, I don't know, If we see something similar, maybe we can block email addresses. Maybe we can block creating too many cases from one email address. Let's say if you get many cases, then maybe create only one case per hour or something like that. Maybe you can create some policies to avoid this kind of situation in our instance, let's say.
But it will be more on the implementation of the systems and admins, not from the Salesforce based. Yep.
Yeah, of course. It will be on the implementation side. And, sometimes it's really hard to, let's say, think about all of these situations that may happen. And that's why we have some best practices for security that should be applied. And I hope that competitors are not that bad, let's say, but I know that it might happen as well.
Okay, and the last one is about I think it's in the trust layer and the toxicity detection and how flexible it will be. Because, for example, when I play with ChatGPT, there are some questions that the chat answer. I'm sorry, I cannot answer this. But for example, I work with some NGOs. One was about the terminal diseases help, and second one was helping the war victims. And level of toxicity of the data and system was rather high, probably. And would there be a situation that Salesforce will not help these charities because the content they are operating on is toxic because it's about people dying, for example, because it's their work or even the health service?
It might be also an issue because, as you said, sometimes it might be not 100%. Let's say, working with Salesforce trust layer and things like that. But I think that it's about working on a specific case as well. So if we have like a specific organization, maybe we can try to help them to somehow change, I don't know, like if it's possible, but change something in the architecture, maybe use some additional policies when using the trust layer and things like that. But I know that it might be difficult for some companies, and I think that we, as Salesforce, we look at it, we look and we work on this with a specific customer if needed, basically.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I believe there was one more question. Was it here? Yeah.
So I got a practical question. I mean, it's really nice those AI agents can help, right? But I mean, it takes time and money to develop them. And the question really is it really useful? Is it needed? And how do you measure success of this, right? How do you measure that this is worth the investment, right? That there's a return on this investment, because it's a kind of old problem in a product development where sometimes solutions or products are being developed that are really not needed and don't provide any use to the user.
Yeah, thanks for your question. So I think that because last year we had these copilots and they were a bit different, and now we have these agents, and we are releasing all of these different agents for service, for sales, supporting our customers to do all of these things. And I think that is really helpful, and we already see some numbers. We are already getting some information from our customers how it helped them, to increase their internal metrics, like the service agent can help them to deflect even more cases. I know that times are changing now, and as I mentioned before, customers require some personal touch when talking to let's say an agent. They don't want to talk to a bot. So agent is more personal. They provide some more generative AI answers, and that really makes it easier for customers to solve some of the things. It gives so much more options for customers than previous bots that we had. And I think that we can also measure that. We measure all of these metrics with our customers. We check how some particular functionalities are helping them to achieve their goals. So, for example, to improve the sales productivity, to improve the service close time and things like that. So we can also, working together with customers, we can track that. And when using Salesforce, you can also have a look how your employees are using that and how it is helping them to basically work easier and faster.
Thank you very much, Maciej, and I believe this is all the time that we have for this Q&A session. So thank you once again, and right now,
thank you very much.
Paweł is joining us.
Thank you.
Paweł is joining us at the stage, a moment for photographers, and I think we are good to go. Thank you so much, Maciej, once again for joining
Thank you.
us during sForce Europe, as you mentioned.